Hi, my name is Christopher Dave Mitchell. I'm a coach, and today is a very important announcement, which is to say that I'm going to be stopping my one-on-one vocal coaching sessions. Now, before we get into it, I'm going to be discussing why, how I came about making this decision, etc., etc. I just want to say, don't panic. I'm still a coach. I'm still doing similar things. I feel like I'm just evolving my coaching practice to a slightly different direction. And also, just before we get into it, I just want to say that I'm doing a final, I don't want to end. I'm going out with a bang here, and I'm doing a final vocal coaching session package, which is available now on my website. You can look in the bio or description below, and that will link you to the final 10 packages that I'm offering for people just before I round up this vocal coaching chapter. So check that out. And I also want to say that I'm going to finish this chapter. I'm going to finish it properly, and I want to do a teacher training that I'm going to be launching probably spring 2021, where I'm going to be sort of leaving behind some of the coaching things I've done with the vocal coaching and training up some other vocal coaches, and then, recommending them as my go-to people, and also hopefully bringing them in the studio for my company, the Recording Artist Program, to be coaches in that as well. So if you're interested in that as well, let me know. But otherwise, let's get into the hows, the whys, the thoughts about this decision I'm making in stopping my one-on-one vocal coaching. So honestly, it's been a really difficult decision that I've been pondering on for months. But there's two main reasons why I feel like it's the right thing to do. And obviously you have to go by what feels right, not overthink it, but just what feels like the right thing to do. There's two main reasons that I'm stopping my one-on-one vocal coaching that I'll go into right now. So the first one is the absolute truth that everything changed for me as a person when I released that health story. I cannot believe it. I didn't expect it to be that much of a change within me. That's the truth. Before I released that health story in 2019, which now has had 3 million views over several platforms, I was very sheltered as a person. I didn't really know my true self and what I wanted. I thought I did, but I didn't really know because I was hiding so much of me. I was suppressing the real me, a more authentic version of me. So I was showing up in a way that I thought was quite true, but actually that whole health video and going through that vulnerability of telling my truth, telling my story, it was sort of like peeling the layers back of the onion, as it were, and it revealed a more true, authentic me. It completely changed my life, and it changed the way I sort of went about expressing myself through my business. Because for me, business has never been, when I say even business, it even feels weird. Business has never been a business thing. Anyone that knows me or that's worked with me personally will know that I'm fully expressing my thoughts, my journey, myself into my coaching. I put my heart and soul hopefully into my coaching. So it's not just a business thing, but it's me expressing myself through my work, through my coaching, through what I do with the Recording Artist Program. It's me trying to put what I've learned from my life into it. And so much of that was hidden and sheltered because I was sheltered. Before I released that health video story in 2019, I wasn't expressing myself fully, I wasn't telling my truth, etc., etc. But since I did, the reaction was absolutely overwhelmingly amazing. I mean, I had a lady contact me saying that she was about to commit suicide, and she saw my video and she decided that, it was worth going on and not to do it. And I just feel like I've been held back as a coach by just coaching one aspect of life, which is singing. And I think since then, since I did the health video, I found myself, anyone would have seen, I found myself when I was putting out content, it was more related to the health story. It was content about how to overcome obstacles, how to think positively, how to be motivated, how to start being a coach. it was all the things that I'd experienced then of my journey of near-death experience and having nothing, no career, no purpose, no positivity in my life. And I started, after the health story, being able to talk about, oh, now that it's out, I can talk about all these things. I can talk about positive motivation. I can talk about overcoming adversity, getting your life back, starting a career, having purpose again. Whereas before that, I was quite hidden and locked up, and all I was talking about was singing, which was great, but it opened up a new world for me. And I just feel like I'm still going to be a coach. I'm still going to be a coach. It's just that I'm not quitting anything. It just feels like it's an evolvement of my coaching now that I'm more my true authentic self with the health story out. And it feels like, and I tested this in summer when I coached online coach program, which was me helping other coaches with, and it was stuff like marketing and business skills, really, nothing to do with singing. And I thought, oh God, I could do this. I could coach people on other aspects of life, not just singing. And so that's what my coaching is going to evolve to. It's going to evolve to more of a personal development coach, and all the things that I experienced when I got my life back from a near-death experience to, being set up within my career, within my life, within my business. The coaching is still going to happen for me, but it's evolving to something juicier. It's evolving to something more meaningful to me. And I just have to do it because I feel like that's the thing I can offer most with my coaching. So that's reason number one. And reason number two of this decision is my company that I set up in early 2020 called the Recording Artist Program. I set that up in January and the pandemic happened in March, so it wasn't exactly good timing. But you know what? I've absolutely loved it. It's been a blessing. And I feel like when I was coaching one-on-one, it was always just one person in a room at a time or me on Zoom. But I love being at the recording studio with my business partner, my music partner, Ollie. I love that we work with different songwriters, different producers. We get people in. We're working with, it's a different feel being in the recording studio. And I'm very creative as a person, so I love creating music with people and helping produce that. So basically it's the secondary part is this more entrepreneurial type part of me that's also coming alive a bit more and wanting to really invest my time and energy to build this recording artist program company. So that's the part two, is that I feel like I'm more on that entrepreneurial journey into building that, and I'm really enjoying that challenge of building a company, and I see real potential in that. So just to say, if you are in London and you want to be writing some of your own songs and working with us, that would be a pleasure. I suppose the only way my vocal coaching is living on is within the Recording Artist Program. When I'm there, I'm going to be coaching people still, and I'm in the studio when they record. So that's the second part to it. So I hope that helps in explaining it. And I just want to finish this off by saying that it wasn't easy. And I'm a coach, and I give all this advice on what to do. And even for me, I found it challenging, because change is challenging. But at the end of the day, what is growth but change? And so I felt urged to feel this evolvement of what else I could do with my coaching and with my company, and something had to go, and it was the one-on-one singing lessons that I decided I could no longer do. And I feel like it's this more meaningful, higher purpose. But I want this to inspire you as well, that if you are going through a change, or you even think that you're going through a change, then some of my coaching, again, I will talk about that in the future. I'm sure I'll produce courses about how to manage your personal development, your personal growth journey through these transitions, these changes in your life. So stick with me for that. But I just will say that you have to trust that feeling inside, because life isn't always just going to continue on the same path. Ideally, if there is growth, there's an evolvement, there's a change, and that can be scary. That can require a lot of time alone, a lot of time where you feel like you're not progressing as much. but it's that time where you can take the time out to really assess your life. And, you know, this vocal coaching journey really for me has been, I would say, about a 6-year journey. And I'd say that feels like a good chapter. It's not like I'm changing every year. I would want you to. But if you feel like you've been doing the same thing for a while and it feels like you want to evolve to the next stage, take some time out to think, to sit alone with your thoughts and really feel, what is the next thing I want to do with my life? What feels like it's the most meaningful thing to me? If I feel like I've got a life purpose, a purpose in life, is what I'm really doing that? Or maybe it was at the time, but now that I've gone through that chapter, is there something deeper that I didn't even see coming? And I would urge you to take the risk and go for it. Because at the end of the day, when we get to the end of our lives, we want to think that we took our chances and we did what we could, and we went for it. We went for what we thought was maybe the most fulfilling thing we could do, the most fulfilling, meaningful thing we could do for our life and for others. Anyway, I'm going to stop talking now, but I hope that's helped. Like I say, if you want to be coached by me for those last 3 sessions in a vocal package one-on-one, I'm going to do that just to go out with a bang. And if you want to be one of my coaches on a teacher training that I'm going to coach up to finish off this chapter, then let me know and I'd love to tell you more about that. Otherwise, I'll speak to you soon. Take care, guys, and thank you so much from the bottom of my heart, from anyone who's consumed my coaching, my vocal coaching, the clients, the one-on-ones, the studio I had in London. Like, I gotta tell you one more truth. I went there the other day and I went into the studio that I taught for 3 years in London, and I sort of just had my moment with it and said, yeah, I feel like it feels like it's time to move on to other aspects of coaching and the company, and it just felt right. So I had a little moment there where I went back to my studio in London. Yeah, it was emotional, it was good. Anyway, guys, take care and speak to you soon.